It's reminded that I need to get up here and sit down. Let's see, let's have our guests. Are you guys all high school or? Yeah, why don't you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, okay? Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
Mayor,
Councilman Shuttrin.
I make a motion, we approve the agenda.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilman Shuttrin, seconded by Councilman Kilpack. Was that you, Gary, that seconded? Okay. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? It's unanimous. Okay, first item on the agenda is item A, American Legion Auxiliary Recognition of Girls State. So whoever would like to speak.
Thank you, Mayor. My name is Susan Donsrow. I'm here representing the American Legion Auxiliary. We're here recognizing our 4 high school seniors this year who last year in the spring of their junior year, amidst all their other activities, decided it was important enough for them to give up a week of their summer to have an in-depth experience in a mock government setting. They had to write a bill, defend a bill if they were in the legislature. Some of them were in the performed mock trials, and they all learned an amazing thing. It's a 6-day program. I don't know. I've done it for 10 years, but I sure couldn't tell you how long it is. It's held at LCCC, and at this time I will defer to the girls. They can introduce themselves and let you know what their part of the experience was.
Hi, I'm Laurel Kurth, and I had the opportunity to go to Girls State. I got to be in the judiciary area, and we did mock trials, and I got to play witnesses, and I got to do attorney stuff, which was really fun. One of my favorite things, however, is that we got to meet several of the Wyoming State Supreme Court justices, and one of them even took us underneath the tunnels in the Capitol, and that was really fun. Yeah, it was a great experience.
Hi, I'm Lillian Duncan. I think this was a really cool experience. We got to participate in a lot of activities that we wouldn't really normally do. I was a member of the House, and we worked a lot on learning how to write a bill and pass it through the House and work with the Senate to come back and make amendments. And that was really interesting to see the process and how that worked. We also got to go tour the air base in Cheyenne too and meet some of the Wyoming servicemen and women. And we got a lot of opportunities here that was just really fun to be at. So I enjoyed it a lot. Yes.
I'm Natalie Walgren. I was also able to enjoy the Girls State experience. I was part of the House, and we did the bills. We wrote the bills. We passed a couple bills. But I also ran for it and was elected as a Supreme Court justice for our little mock government. And I think that was pretty awesome.
I'm Harmony Vaughn. I really enjoyed Girls State. I ran for clerk of district court, and I won my position in both the general and regular elections. So that was pretty cool. And my bill went all the way through the House and the Senate. But my favorite part was definitely being able to go and actually meet the clerk of district court. And it was really nice. I also liked just being able to be part of the little communities that we could in the big delegation and being able to vote on different things and seeing how the government works. So, yeah.
I guess I just want you to know that it was girls really were impacted. This is a program that's available both Girls State and Boys State to students leaving their junior year, entering their senior year in high school. It is virtually free to them. The ladies actually have an opportunity to earn a college credit by writing an essay following. Is it 1 credit you get out of the deal? I think so. And as it was pointed out to me earlier today, that could be the difference between what they've earned through BOCES and so forth to have that AA when they graduate from high school. So thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you. Why don't you guys all come up here? We're going to take a picture so you can be in the newspaper. If you guys want to crowd together.
She had hers. Oh, he had hers. Friday, 10 days ago. Okay. And
I mean, because I didn't, I thought.
I wish I'd known about that when I was a kid.
So go ahead.
I'm
I'm gonna. Thank you, guys. Okay, I would just like to turn this over for a second to Sherry Bushman and she's going to explain something.
So just for everyone to understand that the American Legion Auxiliary sponsors these girls that are going to Girls State. That's why we do the various fundraisers at the Legion from the auxiliary perspective to support them. They don't pay for anything. We pay for their lodging, their transportation, the gift bags that we give them. They have it, little things that they have for every day, like morning, night. So it's just a great program for them. We're going to do some fundraisers next year. We're partnering up with Stellar Coffee, and we're going to publicize this a little bit more because it does come out of our pocket sometimes, and we really, it's more of a community for the kids getting exposed to the city government, and what an opportunity it is. It's not very many can go, and we try to raise as much money as we can so we can send as many girls as we can throughout the whole state too, as well. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, thank you, Councilwoman. And, you know, it says in our agenda, American Legion Auxiliary Recognition of Girls State. So I want that explained in terms of what the role of the American Legion is. So next up is recognition of Glenn Hill for his induction into the Wyoming Fire Service Hall of Fame for the year of 2022.
Mayor, Council, thank you, Larry Erdman, Fire Department. So this year, Glenn Hill, we nominated him to be put into the Wyoming Fire Service Hall of Fame. And the purpose of the Wyoming Fire Service Hall of Fame is to recognize the accomplishments and deeds of individual firefighters or EMS personnel of a career, combination, or volunteer fire department who in their service to the first responders and citizens of Wyoming have excelled in their dedication and service. So they started the program in 2019, and this year we nominated Chief Hill for that posthumously, and his family's not able to attend either. But some of the things that we wanted to point out to the Fire Service Hall of Fame is that he started his career in 1949, and he carried on that career till 1995 when he retired. He was the first full-time fire chief of Green River here. He only took a small time off to serve in the Air Force. And through that time, while he was the chief of the department, He served as the president of the Missouri Valley Division of International Fire Chiefs in 1991 and again in 1993. And he's the only person that has ever served twice on that board as the president. Longtime Kansas City Metro Fire Chief Smokey Dyer, who's retired, said when he heard of Chief Hill's passing that he was truly a pillar of the fire service and the division, that his leadership and guidance were truly an asset to both the division and the fire service. So when we sent that, we got the letter back from Byron Matthews, who's the state fire marshal. And what he wrote is, I am extremely pleased to inform you that the Wyoming Fire Service Hall of Fame Review Board has elected Mr. Glenn Hill for posthumously induction into the Wyoming Fire Service Hall of Fame for the year 2022. Induction into the Wyoming Hall of Fame is reserved for those individuals who have significantly influenced the Wyoming Fire Service as a whole. Chief Hill's contributions will be chronicle amongst the great leaders who have positively impacted the Wyoming Fire Service. And again, like I said, his wife was unable to attend tonight, so I think we're going to plan on going to her house and presenting her with the award that they gave, which is this and medal for his Class A uniform and stuff. So I'll bring this up to you guys and.
Cool. Thank you, Larry. Just pass it down. Okay. I'm just going to pass. Oh my goodness. Very nice. Don't drop it. It's kind of heavy. Anybody have any questions or comments for Larry? We certainly obviously appreciate all the work that the Green River Fire Department does every day in terms of risking their lives and serving the people of Green River. And as long as I've been here, the community's taken a great deal of pride in what I've heard oftentimes, that we have the best fire department in the state. So, and I'm not just blubbering that or saying that because that's what I know. Okay. Thank you, guys. Okay. Next up is citizen requests and other communications. Are there any citizens in the audience that are not on the agenda that would like to address the council? Tom.
Council. I'm the PIO officer for the city of Green River. I actually have an award from one of our city councilmen. So I'd like to show you the picture. Robert Bird is a very, very big supporter of the fire department. Whenever I go do a touch of truck in Rock Springs, whenever I do anything here, talk to the kids and whatever else, I always go and ask him if I could get some cards for ice cream sundaes, ice cream cones, whatever. Always get them. So we told Robert we were going to stop by this one day with a fire truck so he could honk the horn. This is the picture of him honking the horn. So we just wanted to do as a thank you from the fire department.
All right. Tom, why don't you come up here? Robert, why don't you go down there and you guys get your picture taken, okay? Come on up, guys. Good call, Steve. Okay, I'm gonna take a 1-minute recess in case there's anybody that's here that doesn't want to stay for the rest of the meeting. In other words, you guys have a chance to book now if you'd like to. Oh, there we go. See you guys. Thanks a lot. Okay, item 6, council action items. Item A, consideration of an agreement with Sweetwater County District Board of Health. I'm going to read this. The funding for this was approved by resolution June 20th, 2023. It is part of the community service agreements that are discussed during the budget. Do we have a motion?
Mayor,
Councilman Kilpack.
I move to approve an agreement with the Sweetwater County Sweetwater County District Board of Health in the amount of $31,849.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilman Kilpack, seconded by Councilwoman Bushman. Is there anybody that would like to make any comments on this? Seeing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? It's unanimous. Item B, consideration to approve an agreement with Sweetwater counties. The city of Green River currently has an agreement with Sweetwater County to use their detention facility to house municipal offenders in the jail. Never mind, it goes on too much. I'm going to let Sean just summarize what's going on.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Sean Sterlickson, Police Department. So occasionally our municipal court will sentence offenders to jail time. And because we don't have our own facility to house them, we use Sweetwater County Detention Center to do that. And they charge us a fee to keep everybody that goes there. They've seen a rise in costs over the last several years, so they see a need to raise those fees. We currently pay $85 for adult offenders, and they want to raise that to $125 to meet their cost needs. So they've put together a new agreement reflecting those changes and just asking that you approve that agreement.
Okay, thank you, Sean. This is pretty standard. Prices going up, agreements going up. Do we have a motion? Or does
Mayor?
anybody have any questions of Sean first? Okay, seeing none.
Mayor,
Go ahead, Councilman.
I move to approve the Sweetwater County Detention Center offender detention agreement and authorize the mayor to sign the agreement pending legal approval.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Are there any comments? Seeing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Again, it's unanimous. We'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Reports, Mr. City Administrator.
Yeah, good evening. A couple things here. Just you got some of this information in the update that we sent out earlier today, but there will be an industry panel on October 5th, and that will be at the Sweetwater County Courthouse, or in the chambers, the courthouse. It's between 6:30 and 8 p.m. They're going to have carbon capture, Terra Power, free, what's the other carbon? I'm trying to remember what the future carbon, and then as well
Frontier?
as Frontier Carbon, thank you, as well as Jenner, and they're going to have questions that are going to be pre-sent in, but they're going to discuss much of the issues and the timing and the projects of what they have going on up to date. So if you'd like to attend that. The Frontier Carbon, my next one, they were at our SEDC meeting the other day. They are also going to have a community and open house on the day before on October 4th from 4 to 7 p.m. And that will be at the Green River Center for the Western Wyoming College. So just giving updates, pretty interesting with what they're looking into. We also had sent out, and Chris had sent an email about the public officer training. We need to get that done. We were able to get another date on that, and that will be on October 24th. From 9 to 5, but I think the last one lasted till about 3:30, and that was with a lunch in there. But we're just going to set it up in one room so we can get everyone together to watch that if we can make that happen. If you want to go, it wasn't Matitzi, no, it was Glendo. You can go to Glendo if you want and do that one. And they possibly are going to have one in January down at Wham, but we don't know that date, but we do know that we have to get those completed. Also, still working on the goals and the discussions. We'll have that before the second meeting in October. I'll do a presentation on that. We plan on having the state of the city the next day. We'll be discussing kind of that process and what we're going to be going through, as well as update on what's happening in the city. And then the last thing I wanted to update was for those who didn't see the commissioners meeting today, they were discussing some of the stuff on the 6 penny. We've been working with them to try to figure out just some of the language that was in on how the bonding versus what the initiative said, and trying to get that clarified. We're not trying to hold up the process or anything like that, but I believe we have some misunderstanding on what that should look like or what we expect out of it. And Galen's been helping us with this, getting some opinions, and we'll be able to move that forward. And so I'm not, if it means that we have to bond to help move up the process or help move up the timelines on that stuff, then we're looking at doing that as well, because we know the inflationary costs are happening and we want to make sure we can cover whatever we can. We weren't interested in the bonding part at the start, but and I'll explain some more. I'll get some more details after I talk with Rob and Keaton and those guys. So, and that's all I have.
Thanks, Reed. Mr. City Attorney, Galen.
I have no report tonight, Your Honor.
Thank you, Galen. Councilwoman Bushman.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to mention that the national commander from American Legion was visiting Sweetwater County and went to post 28 and 24 on Friday and visited around Green River, went to the museum as well as Red, White Buffalo, shown the post, of course, and supplied lunch. So he was delighted to be here, and it was just an honor to have him here in our state. And also, I just want to do a reminder that there is a BLM discussion next on the 27th at 3:00 in the Green River Western Wyoming Community College. So please, we need everyone to attend as much as possible. That's all I have.
Thank you, Councilman Bushman. Councilman Burke.
I would just like to give a thank you to the URA Main Street Board and our own Steve Core for this year's farmers market. They have been able to, over the last couple months, build up to 18 volunteers and are currently working on the 3rd annual street fair that is scheduled for October 7th. And they are also planning the glow in the dark parade for October 27th at 6 p.m. with an outdoor movie and fire pits afterward. So that's what the URA Main Street's working on currently. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman Burke. Councilman Shuttrin.
Just want to give a reminder for a couple of upcoming ribbon cuttings we got going on. One is for Find Life Balance. It's on September 26th at 6 p.m. It's on 918 Upland Way. And then there's another one September 30th for Tanner Family Dentistry. They're opening a new business. They moved from across town to over here, so they're right here on 125 West Flavin Gorge Way on the old bank building. So if you have the time, get out and support local small business and remind them that we need them. It's what makes the community so great. So that's all I have.
Thank you, Councilman Shuttrin. Councilman Jost. Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Williams.
Yes, I have a couple complaints or whatever from citizens up on Fur and Easy. They'd like to have the city address the weed program in the alleys up there. I took a drive up there today. And I don't know, they're more like small trees up there in those alleys. I mean, they really do need to get attended to, because the people are worried about fires and everything else when they start drying out and stuff like that. So we need to get up there and take a look at that and see what we can do for them. And I don't know, maybe somebody brought it up last council meeting. I wasn't here, but the lighting on the river bridge, those lights there, they weren't working. And I drove by there last night and checked it out, and they still weren't working on the river bridge itself. I don't know, it was because the State Department did all that work, but I did see some state guys out there today, but I don't know if they were working on it or they're working on something else. But if we can get that going, because it's awful dark cutting across that bridge there, and You had about 7-8 head of deer on the side there, so. And basically on my little rounds last night, I noticed down on Railroad, those pretty black lights we have down there's about 4 or 5 of those that need to be attended to. So, they're, one's kind of broken, and other ones ain't lighting up, so. Then,
It was fun. I just drove like 2 days or a couple days ago. It was like they're all working. I'm like, yes.
yeah, I don't know. One of them looks like somebody tried to beat on it or something. I don't know. It was kind of hanging on there, so I don't know. But that's all I had. Thank you.
Thanks, Councilman. Councilman Kilpack.
I just have a couple things. Number one is, I like, what Parks and Recs was doing with the green belt. They've gone through and they've done some work on that. That's made it a lot nicer, and there's not as many bumps, and it's just really, really nice. And so I appreciate the work that you do down there for the green belt. You'd be surprised in how many people use that. It's very, very well used. And also, I was going to tell Reed, thanks for the information about Tom McCullough, who passed away, who served on the council for what, 2 terms or 3 terms? He was 2 terms. And so our condolences to him. Then I'd like to thank Robert Berg for getting to honk the horn. And I got a letter, and I don't know if all of you got the same letter from an individual in town talking about squatters. Did anybody get that letter?
I did.
I got a letter from probably a person. I don't know the person. Maybe I do if I saw him, that they were concerned about squatters coming to Green River. I guess Casper's getting a number of them, and he was just concerned about that. And I have not responded to that, and I have no intention to. I have a lot of faith in our police department. I'm sure that we'll be able to take care of that if that ever becomes an issue in Green River. And the other thing is, I'm on that 6 penny committee that Reed was talking about, and there has been some misunderstanding about how that bonding works. And I was one of them that had a misunderstanding of that. And I, after talking with you, Reed, and also talking with Chris, I have a different understanding of that and a different outlook. And I think that the city's approach is proper, and that we should move forward with trying to use all the, I'll see what we can do, because I'm sure the taxpayers realize that they voted for X number of dollars to come to Green River, and that we should get all of it instead of some of it. If we choose not to bond, we shouldn't lose that part. So I think that's important. And that's all I have. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman. And I'll be quick. I would just like to point out that the squatters letter and what that was bringing up, I did bring it to the attention of the city administrator, and he's working on that. And same thing with the BLM, the RMP, the Resource Management Plan. It's a big deal. Everybody, all the other agencies are working on it, and we are also. So I just wanted to mention that. And the other thing is, we had a ribbon cutting last Saturday for a statue that the Green River Arts Council presented for the dog park. Pretty cool. George was there, Sherry was there. I think that's it. And so it was just another nice addition to another nice addition, right along the Greenbelt and everything else. You've got the dog park, and lots of people are using it. So it's a good thing. And that statue is kind of unique. I'll bet you most of the other dog parks don't have a cool statue like we do. So with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Mayor,
Councilman Shuttrin.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries. 7:29. We did it. It's a record. Thank you, everybody.